Blake Busby of OutDaughtered had a bit of a misstep during her first week back to school, but her mom Danielle was able to swoop in and save the day. What happened that caused things to go wrong for Blake? How was her mother able to swoop in and make things better? Keep reading for the details. Supermom Danielle Busby saves Blake's day. Blake Busby and her 5 younger sisters all started school this past week. Adam and Danielle admitted on Instagram they were so busy all summer they missed signing up for prepackaged supplies. Moreover, they waited till the last minute to do school shopping. Adam, however, celebrated getting everything they needed during one major shopping trip to Target. OutDaughtered fans can only wonder how much money Adam and Danielle must have dropped on that shopping trip. On her second day of 6th grade, Blake Busby suffered a bit of a blunder. Turns out, she messed up and left home without something important. Danielle Busby poked fun at the fact that she was still in her PJs as she raced to the school to help her daughter. Danielle Busby proceeded to explain that her daughter, Blake, accidentally left her lanyard with her ID badge at home. Typically, this ID is what students use to pay for their lunches. Adam and Danielle's children, however, take their lunches to school. Blake Busby is a bit of a hero too. As reports for USA previously reported, Blake Busby must take after her mother because she's also a bit of a hero. A little over a month ago, Adam Busby shared a video revealing that Blake spotted a baby bunny in their pool and wasted no time saving the baby from drowning. "And I got a net that wasn't attached to the pool and he was trying to get out. He couldn't get out, and I was like, panicking. And I grabbed a net and scooped him up and I was just like holding him in the net. I was just like, oh my gosh. What do I do?" Blake Busby said in the video as she recalled what happened. At the time, Adam reached out to his followers for advice on what to do with the baby. He didn't really want to keep it. He, however, didn't want to leave it in the yard as he worried the dogs would go after it. Just like her daughter Blake, Danielle didn't waste any time and immediately left the house in her PJs to take Blake her ID badge. The Texas sun blazed high in the sky, casting a warm, golden glow over the Busby household. The familiar sound of the quints laughing and playing filled the air, mingling with the chirping of birds. It was a day like any other in the bustling Busby home, except for Blake. 11-year-old Blake Busby sat on the edge of her bed, her usually cheerful face clouded with disappointment. It was supposed to be a special day for her, a day dedicated to her favorite activity, soccer. Blake had been looking forward to the game for weeks. She had practiced every day, working on her dribbling, passing, and shooting with a determination that made her parents proud. But now, all her excitement had evaporated. Downstairs, Danielle Busby, ever the supermom, was finishing up breakfast with the quints. She could sense that something was off with her oldest daughter. Despite the whirlwind of activity that usually surrounded her, Danielle had an uncanny ability to tune into each of her children's needs. She had noticed Blake's subdued demeanor all morning. "Adam, can you keep an eye on the girls for a bit?" Danielle called out to her husband, who was in the living room trying to corral the quints into some semblance of order. "I'm going to check on Blake." Adam nodded, understanding immediately. He knew how important it was to Danielle that Blake never felt overshadowed by the quints. Danielle's heart ached for her daughter. She knew how much Blake loved soccer and how much she had been looking forward to today. Blake rarely asked for things just for herself, and Danielle hated seeing her disappointed. "I'm really sorry, Blake," Danielle said, wrapping an arm around her. "I know how much you were looking forward to it." Blake nodded, trying to be brave, but the disappointment was evident in her expression. "I was really excited to play today. I even had my lucky socks ready." Danielle smiled gently. "I know you were, sweetie. But sometimes things happen that are out of our control. It's okay to be upset." Blake leaned into her mom, finding comfort in the familiar embrace. "I just wanted to play." Danielle's mind raced, thinking of a way to turn Blake's day around. She wasn't going to let her daughter's weekend be ruined by something that was out of her control. She had a sudden idea, and a determined look crossed her face. "You know what?" Danielle said, her tone brightening. "We might not be able to have the official game today, but how about we have our own soccer game? Right here, in the backyard." Blake's eyes lit up with hope. "Really? But it's just us." Danielle grinned. "Not just us. I'm sure your dad and the Quints would love to play. We can divide into teams, set up goals, and have our own Busby family soccer showdown. What do you think?" Blake's face broke into a smile, the disappointment melting away. "That sounds awesome, Mom." "Great," Danielle said, standing up. "You get your gear on, and I'll go rally the troops. This is going to be one epic game." With newfound excitement, Blake jumped off her bed and started getting ready. Danielle headed downstairs, a plan already forming in her mind. "Adam!" Danielle called as she reached the bottom of the stairs. "Change of plans, we're having a family soccer game in the backyard. You in?" Adam looked up, a smile spreading across his face. "Absolutely. This is going to be fun. Girls, you ready to play some soccer?" The Quints, always up for a new adventure, cheered in unison. Danielle quickly organized everyone, grabbing a couple of orange cones from the garage to use as makeshift goals. She even found an old whistle in one of the drawers to act as the referee. Soon, the entire family was out in the backyard. The sun was still shining brightly, but a soft breeze made it the perfect day for an impromptu soccer match. Danielle and Blake were on one team, with Adam and the Quints on the other. The teams might not have been entirely fair, but the game was more about fun than competition. "Okay, Busbys," Danielle said, blowing the whistle to start the game. "Let's see what you've got." The game kicked off, and the backyard was soon filled with the sounds of laughter, cheers, and playful banter. Blake, wearing her lucky socks, was in her element, dribbling the ball skillfully around her sisters and making impressive passes to her mom. Adam and the Quints put up a good fight, but Danielle and Blake were unstoppable. As the game went on, it was clear that Blake's spirits had lifted. She was smiling and laughing, her earlier disappointment forgotten. The makeshift soccer match turned into one of the most memorable family moments they'd had in a long time. Even the Quints, who were notorious for their short attention spans, stayed engaged, cheering each other on and trying their best to score. After what felt like hours of playing, with everyone thoroughly worn out, Danielle called for a break. "All right, Busby family, I think it's time to declare the winners of the first ever Busby Family Soccer Showdown."